right, off to the gym we go to get our pump in. All right, today is arm day, so we are going to go get some biceps and triceps done. And yeah, that's the goal. Get a good arm pump in, get home. Let's see, pre-workout meal. We had Rice Krispies. We had a little bit of almond milk in there. I like to do a half a serving of almond milk in my Rice Krispies, but today I did something a little bit different. I made some Cocoa Krispies. I took a scoop of chocolate protein powder, threw it in the almond milk, shook that up, poured it into the Rice Krispies, and I will tell you, it was very close to Cocoa Krispies, which is absolutely my favorite Rice Krispies. We had our pre-workout drink tonight. We are right at that 4-hour mark that I was talking about yesterday, and yeah, right where I need to be. So everything is lined up and where it's supposed to be. And we did not forget our intro workout. We have our intro workout drink, which is BCAAs, EAAs, and electrolytes all mixed together. So we get hydration, and we get to make sure that any foods that we ate that had a non-complete protein, those chains of proteins are completed with the EAAs, BCAAs that we're drinking, and just make sure that all of our protein that we had throughout the day is usable. It is cold as all get out right now. Well, only 32 degrees, but man, it feels colder, honestly. And it is rainy. It's supposed to be snowing right now and sleeting. It is not. It is just raining. And I will take it. I will take just rain instead of snow and sleet. And yeah, so maybe we won't get snowed in like they thought we were. But if we do, it's okay. It's not going to affect the pump. That is for sure. We're going to definitely get that in. Oh, so I think that one of the things that I want to say is make sure that as you move forward throughout just life in general, that you have goals, but then you need smaller goals upon completing those goals, right? And so let's equate this to working out. What do we mean by that when it comes to working out? Well, your large goal might be, oh, I need to lose 100 pounds. So your smaller goal might be, I want to lose 8 pounds this month, right? So you set that small goal and you get out to do it, but that small goal obviously is going to lead into the larger goal. As you hit those small goals, you're more motivated more and more. And you know, college kind of prepares professionals for this, because it's all broken down into semesters and terms and classes and so on and so forth. So you're aiming for all these small goals as you move throughout college, and as you hit those goals, you're motivated more and more to continue. And before you know it, a long period of time has passed, 4 years, and now you've reached your larger goal of getting a degree, and somebody's handing you that degree. And for some folks, maybe it took them 6 years or 8 years. We're not judging here, but that is how it works. And you know, the guy that got his degree 8 years down the road versus the guy that got his degree 4 years down the road, they still both got the same degree, right? So if you set your goals and maybe you didn't hit 1 or 2 here and there, that's okay, as long as you keep pushing forward, All right, right now we got a goal to hit 10% body fat, and we're not hitting it. It's been very hard to hit that goal. We have done everything in our power to try to hit this goal, and it's just eluding us. So we can either just stop, or we can simply push forward, adjust our goals, and keep going until we get to where we need to be, even if it takes us longer than we had hoped. I gave myself a year and a half to get down to 10% body fat. I damn near did it in a year and a month, but life happened, and then I put back on a little bit more weight. Not a lot, just a little bit, just like 2% body fat, right? And so now I'm having to cut that 2% off to get down to where I want to be. And so I'm still within the frame of hitting my goal within a year and a half. But sometimes you need to adjust those goals too as you move, right? So I've said, if I don't hit this within the year and a half mark, then we're going to adjust the goal and start a bulk and then cut later. Just because we can't be in a cut continuously forever. So that's the goals, that's where we're going, right? But I'm telling you this so that you can do the same thing. Set your goals, set smaller goals that's going to help you reach your goal, and then work towards that, right? And then be realistic about it. And if you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm trying to hit this goal, but it's actually a hindrance to keep pushing towards this goal. It's actually going to hinder my progress to keep pushing towards this goal that I've made. Then it's time to adjust back that goal and possibly attack that goal later, right? But it has to make sense. It can't just be because you feel like it or you want to, or just because you didn't hit some arbitrary thing. It has to make sense if you're going to adjust your long-term goal like that, right? So like, we put it back in the perspective of the college student, right? If you're a college student and you're going to school and you have a goal to become a doctor, and you're looking at that goal and you say, okay, well, here's the thing is, these classes are very difficult, very hard. It's taking a little bit more out of me than I thought it was going to, and I'm not going to be able to reach that goal for another 2 years. However, I have all the credits and everything I need to graduate with this other degree. Then what's the financial relationship there? Well, if I keep going, then I'm going to owe a lot more money. If I graduate with the degree earlier, I'm going to owe less money in the long term. So maybe it makes more sense to set that goal to the side and then adjust your goal so that you're graduating sooner, if you're going to be able to have the same kind of financial outcome in the long term, and you think you're going to have the same happiness in the long term as you would have with that larger goal, right? So it's just important that not only do you have a large overarching goal you're working towards, and not only do you have smaller goals that you're working towards, I'm just saying, make sure you evaluate your fitness goals as you're working towards it, so that you can adjust what you need to adjust when it makes sense to make an adjustment. And I can't tell you you know, when it makes sense for you to make an adjustment. I can only say when it makes sense for me to make an adjustment, right? Because this is my journey that I'm going through, that you're watching, and my journey is specific to me, nobody else, obviously, right? And I can't tell you how to go about your journey and get to where you need to be in your journey, right? I mean, I guess I could if you really wanted to, you know. You could sign up for some coaching. I could coach you, whatever. But, you know, I'm not really doing a lot of that. And, you know, that would be a thing where it'd be like, okay, well, do I want to? And can I help this person? And let me see what they got going, and so on and so forth. Because that's not my dig right now. My dig right now is to do me, get my exercise in, and do what I need to do. And you know, I do have some stuff out there to help folks. I do have, you know, my Linktree. You can go and you can sign up for me to consider coaching you, and we can talk about what that would look like. But it's not my primary focus, right? I'm not out here trying to build a coaching platform, right? That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to share my journey with you for free so that you can be successful in your journey, right? And if I was coaching somebody, it would just be to help them be successful in their journey. So anyway, just some thoughts about goal setting and, you know, adjusting goals and so on and so forth. And I just think that, you know, a lot of times people can make a goal that's, I want to lose 100 pounds, and then that's their only goal, that's their only focus. And when they're not reaching that goal quickly enough, or not getting where they need to be, they tucker out and give up, right? So by setting smaller, more manageable mini goals that are going to help you reach your larger goal, it'll just help you be successful in whatever you're looking to achieve. And it's one of the ways that when you're doing something like fitness or school or anything at all that is delayed gratification, one of the best ways to stay motivated is to have smaller goals that give you a little bit more immediate gratification that lead up to the delayed gratification goal that you have in mind. So anyway, food for thought. All right, it's time to go in here and get this workout in. Arm day, so that should be fun. Probably jump on the cardio equipment after, get 30 minutes in, and then we will finish up with a Jeep chat on the way home. Talk to y'all then. All right, let's go. All right, let's increase it. All right, so we went from 65 to 80. Hopefully it's not too much. Let's see. Oh, all right, that was good. That was good. So Woo. All right, I think this is going to be the last movement. Alright, so I had an idea. I'm going to try my wrist straps here. And I have never done this before, so I have no idea if it's going to work. But I think it would. I don't know why I wouldn't. The problem is it's too damn low. I don't like it. Alright, I didn't like it, so we're going to try using gloves, and we're going to I just don't like it. Alright, we're gonna go a little more traditional route for this last set. I mean, those weren't bad sets, but I just felt like my arms and forearms got more of the work than my abs. Alright, one more of these. One more of these. Make sure this motherfucker ain't in slow motion. Huh. Got a good pump though. Abs are really starting to come in. Really digging those. Oh yeah. Let's get a vacuum. Oh, we're getting there. Not there yet, but we're getting there. All right, the lift is done. We are ready to hit the road, and it is raining incredibly bad. No snow, no sleet, none of the predicted, none of the predicted bullshit. Now, we did get a good pump, had a good pump check, and we also got our cardio in. If you're not getting your fucking cardio in, get it in. It is good for you. It is nothing but beneficial. Oh, and it felt good. Our heart rate, a little high. 130, 133, right in that area. 15 incline, 3.1 speed. Really a little bit higher than I wish it was, but what are you gonna do? I hadn't done cardio in a while, so it just goes to show you how fast your cardiovascular system can get out of tune very quickly. If you do it every day, though, it is ridiculously in tune. I remember doing 3.1 speed, 15 incline. I've been doing it every day, twice a day, for an hour a day, and my heart rate was like 115. Just because, you know, my body's so used to it, right? So the more cardio you do, the more your body's going to get used to it, the easier it will be. But 30 minutes ain't shit. It's about anybody can do that. And look, if you're not doing cardio because it's hard and you got to push through it and da-da-da-da-da, what the fuck, man? That's what it's all about. That's what working out's all about. It's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to have to fucking push through it. So we're going to go home and we're going to eat a shit ton of ground beef. I think like 12 ounces of ground beef. Extra lean ground beef from Wally World. That is my favorite. It's got the purple. It's got that purple tag on it. So get yourself some extra lean ground beef. That is really good stuff. And I'll tell you what else I like is the 99.1 ground turkey. As far as like what has the most protein for the least amount of calories, the thing I have found so far is the 99.1 ground turkey butterball. It has the least amount of calories for the most amount of protein. And then we're going to have a protein shake. We're going to have our creatine inside the protein shake. We're going to throw some cottage cheese in with the hamburger meat. And, you know, I'll also just take a little bit of, a lot of times there's a smidget of, what do you call that? Of, tomato sauce, the squeezable pizza sauce. It's like 30 calories for, I don't know, like pretty good bit of it, and throw that in there, and then it's almost like a lasagna with no noodles. And I do have some hearts of palm noodles. I could throw some hearts of palm noodles in there and eat that also. So, something to consider. Something to definitely consider. And, you know, sometimes in life, you do some shit you shouldn't do. It's embarrassing. You have to own up to it. You do, but you know, you feel ashamed. so on and so forth. But basically, when you have a situation like that, own it, admit your fault, be introspective about why it happened, see if you can pinpoint an area or something that caused it to happen. Was it your emotion? Was it, was it that you were scared? What was it that caused you to do the thing, whatever it might be? And then try to evaluate how you can keep that from happening in the future and work at not doing it again. That would be the steps I would suggest. And no matter how hard you try, how perfect you think you are, those instances are going to come up in life. And the biggest thing that you can do for yourself and your family is to be honest, own up to it, and make good faith effort to correct the situation. And when you're honest about it and you have to own up to it, sometimes there can be consequences. And whatever those consequences are, you have to accept them and deal with it. It is how it is. But enough philosophy for tonight. Enough fatherly advice, or whatever you would want to call it. It's time to get into the house, get our food in our belly, get to sleep, get up tomorrow, and be better than we were today. That's the goal. In all aspects of life. Be better than I was today, tomorrow. So I need you to get out there and dominate everything you do, inside and outside of the gym, and try to be a little bit better tomorrow than you were today. All right, have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow.